Can mushroom coffee save your life? I know this sounds extreme, but first let's dig into the science. Then I'll show you how I took advantage of the power of mushrooms in my wellness routine. I just finished reading this study, which was a systematic review and meta-analysis of observational studies, which showed that higher mushroom consumption is associated with the lower risk of cancer. I'll put a link to the study in the description. What this study showed is that researchers found that higher mushroom consumption was associated with lower risk of total cancer and particularly breast cancer. The benefits are thought to be due to the high amount of bioactive compounds found in mushrooms, including phytochemicals, fiber, polysaccharides, selenium, and they're also high in multiple vitamins like niacin, thiamine, riboflavin, and vitamins B and D. Mushrooms are also high in several antioxidants like glutathione, which may play a significant role in the prevention of cancer. It's worth noting that the antioxidant amounts do vary by mushroom type, with shiitake, oyster, and king oyster mushrooms containing some of the highest amounts. I think this is really interesting research and enough to convince me of the benefits of mushrooms. If you're enjoying this content so far, please hit subscribe and help us grow our channel. Which leads me to the next part of this video, which is how I worked mushrooms into my wellness routine. I started by drinking Ryze Mushroom Coffee. I like my morning coffee. So when I first started looking into mushroom coffee, I was a little skeptical, and not being a huge fan of eating mushrooms, I wasn't sure this was something that I was gonna like. I've been drinking this for about 3 months now. It's really become a staple of my morning wellness routine. I typically would drink 3 to 4 cups of black coffee per day. And shortly after starting Ryze, one of the first things I noticed is I was able to drop down to just 1 cup of Ryze, followed by 1 cup of black coffee per day. I still do like my black coffee, and I like to also mix in 1 scoop of collagen peptides into it as part of my morning routine. Ryze does have some caffeine. 1 cup has about 48 milligrams, which is half that of the amount of a black coffee. It's also a really clean product, which I like. There's no additives or sweeteners added to it. So we know mushrooms are a superfood, and there are a lot of other mushroom coffees out there. I've personally only tried Ryze so far, and I'm happy with it, so I have no intention of switching to a different brand. So the big question that everyone has, what does this stuff taste like? Let's make a cup, and I'll explain it to you as we go. So let's make a cup of Ryze, and I'll show you what this stuff looks like. Okay, so this is Ryze, and when you do sign up, they send you this nice little wooden spoon for what it's worth. So I put 1 heaping spoonful, about this much, into my cup of hot water, and you can see it mixes in really well. There's not any clumps. You kind of froth it, and it turns out really nice. It has a nice little foam to the top. It tastes great, and it smells really sweet, kind of almost a cinnamon earthy smell, and I quite like it. You can also add this into your black coffee if you prefer. And I've seen a lot of people that mix in creamer or whatever they would do with their typical coffee into Ryze and make it the exact same way. I was originally attracted to Ryze purely for the health benefits like we discussed. So 1 tablespoon contains 2,000 milligrams of 6 different mushrooms. Cordyceps, which are good for stamina, lion's mane, which help with focus, reishi, which is good for stress relief, shiitake, immune support, turkey tail, which supports healthy digestion, and king trumpet, which is anti-inflammatory. There's no way that I would be able to eat 6 different mushrooms on a daily basis. I believe that in order to reap the health benefits of mushrooms, you really do need to be consuming them on a daily basis. And the fact that Ryze actually tastes good made it a no-brainer for me. I actually brought this into my office, and had several of my coworkers try it, and everyone thought it tasted fine. I was able to get Ryze to offer my viewers a 15% discount on your order if this is something you want to try. The code is PaulC15, and I'll put a link to this in the description as well. I think Ryze Mushroom Coffee is a fantastic addition to your daily routine. If you're looking for a coffee that not only tastes great, but is packed with potential health benefits in a superfood like mushrooms, I don't think you can go wrong with this. If you're curious about the world of mushrooms, this is easy and a delicious way to work it into your diet. Give it a try and please let me know in the comments what you think.